Hi guys, how's it going? Caitlin here and welcome to my kitchen for another week of meal prep. Time to love yourself later when you get yourself so ahead of game for the week. You're just gonna love it. It's honestly, it's addictive, meal prepping, because once you do it, you see how much time and energy and stress you save throughout the week, and you look forward to this 20-25 minutes of time where you just get it all done. Okay, now that being said, if you're not feeling that motivated, it's okay. I got you. I got your back. I got 3 levels of prep here, and they're all on your prep list. So there's level 1, which if you do that, you're chopping some veggies, you're gonna feel so ahead of the game. You really will. Level 2 and level 3. If you're, already in the groove of it and the swing, might as well keep on going. Yeah, it happens. You know it does. So what's on the menu this week? Let's see what we're preparing for. We got ginger beef stir fry, have grilled apple and bacon PBJs, Caribbean rice bowl. Love that one. It's so good for leftovers too. Chicken satay and Big Mac salad bowl to end off the week. So what do you think? You excited? Let's get prepping, shall we? Now, as I do many times, I'm actually going to start with level 3 of my prep, which is a time-consuming one. Right? I will have the time-consuming thing cook itself while we're getting the other things done, so we finish, we have even more done than we have planned. So I'm going to cook bacon for the week. I'm cooking a whole pack of bacon, and this is my favorite way to do it. I have it cooking on my stone bar pan. So this stone, it's non-stick. Bacon is not going to stick to it after it is all done. It's going to cook perfectly crispy in here. I have the oven set to 400. Be about 20-25 minutes. All depends on how you like your bacon. So I'm gonna get that in the oven now so that we have a little something started. There we go. So level 3 is as good as done because we're gonna get on to some other things now. So level 1, I'm gonna start by chopping 1.5 onions. So once again, do this as it suits your family. So if you're not huge on onions, maybe you want a little less. Maybe you got maybe you don't like onions at all. Replace it with something else, right? As long as you substitute one veggie with another, odds are you're going to be doing good. And I do like to try, if you're subbing in a veggie, try to stick with something that is the same color. Like say, if you're doing something, making recipe calls for asparagus and you don't like asparagus, use green beans, something like that, like stick to the same color because believe it or not, color is nature's nutrition for dummies. And vegetables of the same color will oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes have very similar nutrients like vitamins and minerals in it. So as long as you try to eat all the colors of the rainbow, that's literally nature just trying to keep you happy. There's a reason why we're attracted to those colors, and it's because they are going to keep us healthy. Cool, eh? Chopper. It takes a lot of effort and tears out of chopping onions, which is always just lovely. Saves a lot of time and effort, and if you're wondering how it cleans, dishwasher. It's nice and easy again. There we go. Saves me some tears, not all the tears. You know what? Sometimes you just need a good cry anyway, so. Oh my goodness. But I don't need to cry in front of you, my friends. Okay. Onion. Packaged up and good to go. Okay? So. Oh, that was a strong one. Next. Next thing up as I fry here, I'm going to chop 2 shallots. So, well, that shallot looks creepy, so I'm getting rid of that one. 2 things that you always want to have when you're meal prepping: a cutting board and a sharp knife. Always a sharp knife. Okay, so just getting the peel off of this one. Now, if you wanted to, instead of shallot, you could mince up some onion if you wanted to. Cook time might be a little longer, subtly different flavor than you're getting with the shallot, but that's okay. Grab myself another, hopefully less creepy shallot. Sometimes you just never know with the produce until you open it up, right? And you're like, well, that one, not feeling that one. The middle of the shallot is like, it looks like the rind of the shallot. I don't want to eat that. There we go. Good enough. I got the most of it. Okay, so if you've never cut a shallot, this is the way that I was shown to cut them. So you cut off the ends, and then you can get the peel off. Then cut it in half. Turn these halves down. Cut it right through that middle again, and then you can just thinly slice it that way. I find bigger pieces of shallot will have less flavor than you get from onion. It's just a milder tasting onion, and they tend to cook up a little faster, which I like. So it's chopped in half again, slice, 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 slice. I could chop this with my food chopper, but like, this is how I was shown to cut a shallot first. Just figured I'd do that right now. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna put all that shallot just into one of these little prep bowls that I have. Like I said, you could just mince up onion if you wanted to instead. I just find the subtler flavor of the shallot works better in some recipes, but not required. So you can sub that one if you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna slice 2 peppers. So I just put them upside down and I chop all along the little lines in the bottom, the 3 or the 4 of them. You know what they are. Tends to take out a good portion of the seeds most of the time. This one, not so much. So it's kind of a short, stocky one. There's also one piece that looks funny, so I'm just gonna take that piece off. The rest of it looked fine. I think if there's just one part of a veggie that looks a little questionable, it's okay to chop it off and just use the rest. And if we both give each other permission to do this, it'll be a lot less wasteful, right? I'm going with that. Okay. So I'm gonna slice these up quickly. I'm using what's called a quick slice to cut them quickly. So it's got like a whole bunch of little blades right on there, and it just cuts it into a slice. So you could use this for things like, You can't use it for onion, unfortunately. That would be lovely, but it's a little harder. So you can't use it for kind of the harder veggies. If you wanted to use it for potatoes, that's not going to work. But if you want to use it for peppers, cucumber, a lot of fruit for fruit salads, bananas, strawberries, mushrooms, any of those things. I'm not saying to put mushrooms in a fruit salad. That'd be a little weird. Unless you're really into mushrooms and you think that all of a sudden that's genius, in which case go for it. You do you. Here we go. 2 peppers chopped up, ready to go. Last thing that we have for step 1 here is slicing some mushrooms. I'm going to do that in the same quick slice. So just putting a couple mushrooms down on it. And you see all sliced up, nice and easy. Nice to keep things simple sometimes. And if you're wondering about how this thing cleans, if it's a pain in the butt to clean, it is not. It just goes in the dishwasher. There we go. Another container full and ready to go. Now we're going to peel and chop up some ginger. I'm just going to give this a quick rinse off. And if you're wondering how it doesn't get all gunky and stuff in the dishwasher, so all the parts come apart. They come off separately. So you see this, it opens right up. So there's no place for anything to hide. This goes on top of that, and that goes on top of there. So very easy assembly, and that's how it'll clean effectively in the dishwasher as well. Okay, just in case you're curious about that. I would be, because there's some toys that you get in the kitchen that after you look at them, you're like, that could be gross. So 3 to 4 inches of ginger. I'm gonna go with that. My favorite way to peel ginger is just with a paring knife, because it's kind of they're kind of oddly shaped, and sometimes it's hard to get a peeler everywhere that you want it to go. Paring knife, if you have a good one, works perfectly for this. And I find the perfect paring knife manages to cut through veggies without leaving me scared that I'm going to cut my fingers in the process. So this is a Pampered Chef paring knife, and they really do fit the bill for just the comfortable paring knife. And they come in a pack of 3. And I remember at first I was like, who needs 3 paring knives? Me, I need 6 actually. And the more children I have, the more paring knives I need. It's kind of magical how that correlation works, but with all the stuff that you just end up chopping and peeling and everything all day long, my goodness. It's no joke being a snack fairy. Okay, so I'm just gonna rough chop that ginger just a little bit. Now you can buy ginger that's already prepped, but it really doesn't take you long to chop or mince it yourself. Just gonna do this now. So there we go, very, very, very finely chopped ginger. And that really doesn't take any time or effort. I'm already doing this, and I'm going to thank myself later. Did I mention this was the first one of step 2? This is the first one of step 2. So step 2 is stuff that, you know, I might be more tempted to be like, meh, I can do that later in the week, but I know I'll love myself more if I do it now. So I'm gonna be using this for a couple different recipes. And I don't want my ginger to get, you know, woody. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's the term that you use for it, but it's the term that I'm using, and I'm just gonna go at it with confidence. I don't want my ginger going woody. So to prevent that, I'm just like, I'm smushing all my ginger down to the bottom with my scraper. And I'm just going to cover it in some oil. So when you're buying ginger at the store in a container, it's coming in oil, right? And that's just gonna keep it good. You can use the same trick with garlic if you want. If you want to prep your garlic for the week, you can do it that same way. Just cover it in some oil and then you're good to go, okay? So there we go. Ginger is ready to roll for the week. Very last thing that we have to do while our, you know, bacon's cooking. I can hear it sizzling there in the background. Don't know if you can, probably not. That's just one of those things I don't think would carry over. I'm gonna peel half a cup of cheese. I'm going to grate half a cup of, it calls for cheddar. I have marble here. So we're just gonna go with the marble for it. So about half a cup. Measure that with your heart. Now, while you are in a group, okay, I'm gonna say that's definitely half a cup or more. That should be good. Actually, I'll throw a little bit more on. What's the harm? While you're in the groove now, if you're feeling it, if you're in a zone, I invite you to go look at your fridge, see what needs to be used this week, see if you can incorporate it into any of the recipes this week. If there's any veggies that are gonna go bad, maybe you can throw them in with the stir fry, etc., etc. If you can't use something that's gonna go bad in your fridge, maybe you have leftovers, see if you can freeze it. You can freeze a lot, you can process a lot and freeze it so that you can use it later if you can't use it this week. And that way you'll make the most of what you're getting. So there we go. We are prepped. We are ready to go. And I hope you love yourself later after this. Bacon is looking pretty good so far. Gonna give that a few more minutes. And I hope you guys enjoyed the recipes this week. I will see you next week for another prep. Bye-bye.